You and I are about to witness real stories caught live on cheaters' surveillance cameras, documenting the raw pain of a partner crushed by devastating infidelity. This show is dedicated to the loyal and presented as a warning to the deceitful to encourage a sudden renewal of temperance and honesty. Coming up on this intense episode of Cheaters. Go, go, go.
Don't run! What the hell are you running for?
You had better keep going.
Hey, just relax. Why are you putting your hands on her man? Why would you grab a woman like that? Get that camera away.
This is real reality television, brought to you by Cheaters, the private investigators working the Cheaters cases. Jessica Sanders noticed a very sudden shift in her boyfriend. His lack of transparency deeply concerned her. Desperate for the truth, Jessica begged Cheaters for help. Clark Gable leads the investigation. This is Cheaters. Jessica observed changes. Besides the fact he was suddenly working endless hours every single day, he started taking random out-of-town trips as well. She felt the distance growing. Their entire dynamic had shifted into something totally unrecognizable. Their once open communication vanished entirely. Gone were the spontaneous nights where they would simply go out. They no longer went out just to have some fun. Even his group of friends completely changed. He grew highly secretive about who he spent his free time with. Everything completely shifted into a total 180. Suspect's identity is withheld. Age 35. He was a referee accused of foul play at home. The Cheaters team promptly dispatched agents to the couple's shared home. Later that day, the suspect drove off in his car, with the investigative team trailing closely behind. The suspect eventually arrived at a park. Let's watch this together as an unknown woman pulls into the spot right beside him. The cheating referee greeted the mystery woman with a passionate kiss. Acting like a perfect gentleman, the suspect held the door and ushered his mysterious lady inside. He climbed into the driver's seat, and the two quickly began making out. Jessica noted they still slept together, but only at his discretion. They still shared a bed several nights, but she would sleep on the couch whenever she felt uneasy about the whole situation. He often came home smelling strange. The scent was distinctly fruity. She knew he spent hours refereeing games out in the blazing heat. A referee shouldn't smell like fresh strawberries, so she would storm off to the living room. By morning, he was usually gone. Whenever she confronted him about that bizarre and sweet fragrance, or why he smelled fruity, he claimed it was just a cheap air freshener from his car. He said he had been smoking cigarettes and did not want to bring that nasty odor inside her home, so he insisted. He heavily sprayed the car air freshener to cover the smoke smell. We both know that is a pathetic excuse for smelling like another woman. Moments later, the suspect simply takes off his striped referee shirt. The mystery woman steps out of his car, confidently leading the way forward. The femme fatale strolls down the sidewalk, right toward the trees. Much later, the suspect and his female companion finish their park jog. The deceitful referee walks his partner to her vehicle, leaning in to plant a goodbye kiss. Then the suspect hops in his car, heading home to a heartbroken Jessica. Deep down inside, Jessica knew exactly what was going on, but she never wanted to admit it. She knew he was cheating, and she was leaving him. She had tried avoiding this for so long, desperate to hide from the painful truth. It wasn't just a feeling anymore. A year ago, it was merely a strong suspicion, but now she realized he thought she was stupid, and she was going to act. He had made his choices, and now she was about to make hers. You and I are watching operatives continue the stakeout outside the couple's home. After a while, the suspect finally steps outside holding a bag and wearing referee gear. He drives to his favorite park, pulling right into a spot beside an unknown vehicle, the same woman from previous surveillance, now identified simply as Tone. She steps out to greet him. Shedding his referee uniform once more, the suspect prepares for a romantic stroll through the park. Eventually, the cheating pair stops on a scenic bridge to admire the beautiful surroundings. They passionately lock lips. A little later, the two playful lovers emerge from the dense trees. Tanae playfully straddles her referee's back. He drops her by the car. Before leaving, the roguish referee shares a few more intimate kisses. Pulling away, Tanae turns toward her car. The suspect gives her a quick goodbye tap on her ample backside. As he heads back to his car, our van pulls away, ending today's surveillance run. Investigators continue to stake out Jessica and her cheating boyfriend's residence. The suspect emerges from his house, ready for the day. He tosses his gear into the trunk and speeds off. Our team follows the suspect to his regular hangout, noting the clear routine. Back at the park, Tanae has been patiently waiting. She happily greets a referee, and the young lady slides into his car. Today's dalliance takes a very different turn. Instead of a park stroll, the secretive pair drives over to a nearby hotel. Gripping his paramour's hand, the suspect confidently escorts her inside the building. A long while later, the suspect and Tanae finally exit the hotel. The guilty duo walks across the parking lot to a breakfast spot. Grabbing a corner booth, he sits beside his lover, cuddling and kissing her sweetly. Sometime later, the suspect and Tanae head out of the diner. They cruise back to the park, and the suspect gives Tanae one final kiss. Our team prepares to return to headquarters, building an evidence package for a devastated Jessica. Coming up, the explosive confrontation. With the suspect's infidelity fully proven, you and I are about to show Jessica the devastating findings. Looking extremely uncomfortable, Jessica braces herself to face the absolutely heartbreaking news. The investigative team finally wraps up their lengthy investigation. They uncovered some shocking evidence, leaving Jessica to decide if she is truly ready. She admits she just wants to get this painful cheating ordeal over and done with. It is time to move forward. The surveillance operation kicks off right outside her house. Moments later, her boyfriend steps outside wearing his referee uniform. He climbs into his car and quickly drives away. The undercover detectives follow closely. He pulls into a park, and an unidentified car soon joins him. A strange woman steps out for a warm embrace. Let's see what happens next. Jessica does not recognize the mystery woman, but that will soon change. The cameras keep rolling as the mistress hops into his passenger seat. He plays the gentleman closing her door before walking around the vehicle. He quickly slides into the driver's seat. It is tough to see inside the car, but the camera catches her clearly, leaning over toward his side. When he finally steps out, he looks noticeably sweaty. Tossing his referee shirt in the back, the two of them stroll past the parked cars and head into the park. The private detectives keep watching as they finish their walk through the park. Once again, he opens the door for the unknown woman. He leans in for a deep kiss and shuts it. He heads back to his own ride, and they both drive off separately. Another day of surveillance begins right outside Jessica's quiet home. Her boyfriend emerges a few moments later, dressed sharply in business attire. The investigators tail him straight back to the park, where that exact same woman is waiting. He immediately greets her with a long, passionate hug and a kiss. Right after that, he ushers her into the passenger side of his car. The two of them drive off together and hit a local hotel. The video clearly shows him opening the door to escort his mistress out. They interlock their fingers and stroll casually right inside. They book a private room together, and a while later, the cheating couple finally exits the hotel. After finishing up their shady business, they wander across the street to Waffle House. They grab a booth inside and get extremely cozy together. While sitting inside the diner, his phone rings with a call from Jessica. You and I are about to hear exactly what he told her during that call. He answers the phone, playing it cool. She asks his location, and he lies about being at a baseball game instead of football. He quickly denies her confusion. He complains about working a baseball game in the terrible heat. She asks when he will return, mentioning she missed work today because of a small problem. He casually tells her he might take on 3 or 4 more games. Trusting his story completely, she mentions heading home in a few minutes. She sweetly asks him to give her a heads up if he wants her to cook dinner later. He agrees, keeping his cheating secret safe. You and I are jumping right back into the investigation. He turned to Jessica, explaining the current situation based on their fresh intel. The cheating pair was at the park, and the team was moving in. He asked if Jessica was ready to confront. She confirmed her readiness, accepting the grim reality. Jessica declared she had seen all the proof she needed. She screamed at him not to run, calling him a coward as he fled. She screamed he was man enough to cheat. As he scrambled away, he demanded to know what was happening and frantically told the camera crew to back off. The boyfriend shouted in total confusion. She demanded why he fled. She ordered him to come out and talk to her for just a second. She relentlessly pushed him to speak, repeating that he was man enough to commit the act. She furiously pointed out that he was bold enough to cheat, but too much of a coward to face her. He protested loudly. He angrily asked what was happening. The camera crew captured it all. The dramatic conclusion is coming next. Armed with fresh evidence, the team confirmed the pair was at the park. Jessica aggressively cursed at him, demanding to know why he was retreating. You and I have to wonder why he was bold enough to cheat, but suddenly too terrified to speak. Someone ordered the cameras to roll. He cursed the show. He panicked, screaming at everyone to get their hands off of him. He threatened the security team, desperately demanding they pull the aggressive host away from him immediately. He screamed to be let go. Jessica stayed relentless, blasting him for having the nerve to stray, but lacking the courage to confess. He ordered the cameras away from him. Jessica demanded the side piece's identity while he continued swatting at the lens. She reminded him of his infidelity, aggressively ordering him to take his pathetic self right back home. She raged about his cheating and demanded to know what this whole mess was. She insulted the other woman, demanding he finally identify his new secret lover. She warned him not to dare lie to her face after she had clearly witnessed everything herself. She angrily forced her cheating boyfriend to look right at her. She told him to keep walking and get out while someone urged everyone to just calm down. A bystander stepped in, angrily, asking why the cheating boyfriend was putting his hands on a woman. He batted the camera away as the chaotic reality of a cheater's bust completely consumed the park. Jessica demanded if the woman knew about her. The stunned woman claimed that she was actually his real girlfriend. The side piece insisted she had absolutely no idea that Jessica even existed until today. She told Jessica to blame him, insisting she had been dating the man herself. Jessica mocked the boyfriend for acting so incredibly tough just moments before. She mocked his fake tough guy routine. Yet now he was completely speechless. Let's look at this together. He acted tough at home, but folded like a cheap suit here. She shouted as he walked right into the messy confrontation. You and I are watching her demand why he shares her bed while seeing another woman. She questioned exactly what he thought he was doing there. She accused him of acting like a reality TV fool, running off with someone else entirely, living a trashy reality show life. He smugly admitted to the other woman. They went back and forth, screaming about who was cheating. She told him to pack up and live with her. She ordered him to move in with his new girl and stay completely away. He noted she was upset, begging her to calm down just so he could explain himself. She refused to listen. She yelled he couldn't even look at her. He aggressively fired right back, angrily, telling her to shut her mouth. She demanded he shut up and get the hell out of her house. She yelled at him to back away. She threatened to destroy him if he dared to cross her again, warning him to back off. She repeated her fierce warning, making absolutely sure he understood not to cross her boundaries. He openly admitted his infidelity, realizing he was fully busted on national television. Let's watch him flip the script, telling her to stop acting like some completely innocent victim. She fired back that she never claimed perfection, but she definitely never cheated like this fool did. They fiercely argued over who did what. She wished he had just been a real man and told her he was leaving. He deflected entirely, asking why she never showed him this kind of passion back at home. He complained she never paid attention to him at the house, never showing him the affection he clearly felt he deserved. He called her a liar, suddenly eager to expose exactly what she did whenever he came home. He claimed she spent all her time watching housewives on television instead of actually touching him. That was her priority. He mumbled she gave television far more attention than him. He mocked her reality television obsession, joking about her waiting to see celebrity wedding drama instead of prioritizing her relationship. He whined that she never gave him any real affection. He justified stepping out for love, claiming she only wanted his attention now that he was unfaithful. She had enough pointing to the door and ordering him out immediately. We are watching her taunt him, betting he ends up completely homeless once this new fling inevitably dumps him. She promised he would have absolutely nowhere else left to go. She openly mocked his new girl for driving a minivan. Entirely insulted, he would even compare the two. He shot back, directly insulting her physical appearance in return. He mockingly asked why she was still fighting so hard for him. He ruthlessly taunted her, asking why she kept fighting while looking the way she did. She physically struggled against him, loudly yelling at him to let go while calling him a coward. She continued screaming vicious insults. She desperately yelled to back off. She ordered him away, annoyed that he was completely blocking her view. She frantically scanned the area for the mistress, begging the production crew to move their camera van. She yelled at the mistress for talking trash from a safe distance. She dared the cowardly mistress to stay. The cornered mistress suddenly turned around. The angry girlfriend demanded answers. She screamed at her fleeing rival. She aggressively questioned her desperate retreat. Look at this. The physical fight escalated as the cornered mistress fought back, struggling. Bitter insults flew. The mistress desperately screamed for space. She frantically fought to break completely free. She finally pushed her enraged attacker away. They traded more harsh insults. The betrayed girlfriend dared her to attack. They asked if she was driving. The cheating boyfriend grabbed his shirt, desperate to leave the chaotic scene. Our investigators stopped his escape. The television crew requested a final statement. He asked why anyone would discard 4 long years over minor relationship issues. He reminded him of their history. The unfaithful boyfriend claimed he even helped care for her mother. He bitterly complained about the cameras rolling. He mocked her desire to film. He worried the public might actually judge him over a penniless woman. The investigator noted his brutal honesty. Our host genuinely appreciated his directness in that incredibly tense moment. The furious girlfriend quickly reminded him that she paid for everything herself. He boasted about upgrading his mistress, sparking yet another vicious verbal clash. Retreating. Let's watch together as Jessica ponders her next tragic relationship move. Stick around to see her ultimate decision. Later on, the mistress named Kat finally sat down to confess everything. She wanted to share her own perspective. She described the afternoon she was caught with another woman's husband. Kat claimed it started like any other day, just working on a clay sculpture. She noted the sweltering heat inside. She recalled him gently rubbing cool water across her bare back. They shared a brief, intimate moment before everything suddenly spiraled out completely. Absolute chaos broke loose. Strangers and a screaming woman stormed right into the room. She described being pushed and screamed at, completely oblivious to the real situation initially. She felt entirely mortified, desperately wondering what this insane confrontation was about. The furious wife mockingly demanded to know what the situation looked like. She aggressively announced her status as his legally wedded wife right then. Kat was in total disbelief. The mistress insisted Johnny had promised her that he was in an open marriage. She even believed the wife had seen the sculpture and supported their ongoing creative relationship. You and I have to ask, did she truly not know his wife was unaware? She realized everything the cheater told her was an absolute lie, leaving her deeply insulted, and her feelings were shattered. Once the initial shock finally wore off, pure anger took over. He was completely useless to her now. She demanded he never contact her again. If anyone out there ever needs a character reference on him, he definitely isn't going to like what she has to say. She publicly vowed that no one should ever work with him again, calling the man an untrustworthy pig. Let's watch them ask if this sculpture was modeled directly after her own body. The model claimed she was just working for him, believing he and his wife shared some weird open relationship. He claimed his wife approved of everything, leaving the model completely confused. She screamed that she had built her entire life around him. She was completely ready to have his child. She desperately wanted to build a future together. Yet this massive betrayal was how he repaid her. He never even treated her like she was worthy of basic respect. He coldly made it seem like she wasn't even worthy of being a mother to his children. She asked if this shady affair was truly what mattered most to him. This stupid piece of trash. The suspect defensively snapped at Johnny, claiming he didn't understand art or know anything at all. Surprisingly, you and I might be shocked she's almost glad it all happened. The scandal taught the model valuable lessons about the industry and how to safely move forward professionally. She learned to thoroughly research photographers, admitting this messy situation was just as much her own fault as anyone else's, for being incredibly naive and completely missing what was right in front of her. Fortunately, her professional modeling career is going fantastic today. She continues booking steady gigs and having a great time. She completely refuses to let this lying artist stop her from pursuing the exact career she deeply loves. Directly after the explosive confrontation, Jessica Sanders quickly packed her bags and permanently moved out of the residence she had shared with the suspect. Today, Jessica swears there's a truly loyal man out there just for her. When approached by our cheater's producers, the suspect half-heartedly admitted he had done Jessica incredibly wrong. However, he stubbornly refuses to explain his actions. The companion Tone would only state to our cheater's team that she and the suspect are still seeing each other. Her heart remains entirely broken. Now remember, if you aren't getting your programming from Goldstein's, then we will both lose money.